Hey everybody, and welcome to Steelbook Obsessed. My name is Jake, and I am sitting right by my Steelbook Wall. Love this sucker, but it's now officially September, which means summer movie box office season is over. I'm going to take all of this stuff down, and I'm going to put up some horror movies. I don't know what Steelbooks I'm going to put up yet, but I think this year for Spooky Dooky season, I know I'm gonna watch all of the Psycho movies. I have never seen anything but the original and the remake, and I've heard 2, 3 are pretty dang good, so I'm finally gonna check that one off the bucket list. But I think I'm also going to, do horror movie remakes, because there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad. I kind of want to watch a lot of them, rank a lot of them. If that sounds fun to you, stay tuned, because I will do some review videos pretty heavy in the month of October. But let's waste no more time. This is not about that. This is about taking Steelbooks down and putting new ones up. So if you like that type of content, I put them up like 4 or 5 times a year. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let's start peeling off some steels, huh? So here is my lovely Steelbook wall of all the movies that kind of correlate to movies that came out this summer. Still never saw Maxine. I'm kicking my own ass for that, but I do have the 4K coming, so I will watch it very, very shortly. Despicable Me 4 came out. Kingdom for the Planet of the Apes came out. Deadpool and Wolverine, of course. That's why all the X-Men is up there as well. Bad Boys for Life? No, Bad Boys Ride or Die. It should have been called Bad Boys for Life. Furiosa, which I love. Makes me sad that nobody else saw that. And last but not least, Inside Out 2. But again, let's take all this stuff down. And if you do not know, I use some magnetic adhesive strips to put up my Steelbooks. They never get scratched or dented or anything. They don't affect the disc quality either. I get that question every time I make one of these videos. The discs play great. If you want to get these for yourself, I'll put the Amazon link in the description below, just so you don't have to write me or anything. But now let's take all these down and put some horror movies up. So here is what the Steelbook wall looks like when it's just all magnets. And I thought for the first movie that I'm gonna put on here, I'm gonna start out with a bang. This is Evil Dead Remake 2013. I have a lot of red that I'm going to put on this Steelbook wall. So for right now, I'm just gonna place this sucker right here. So to go right next to the red, maybe I'll put it on top, I'm not sure. I'm putting my favorite movie of all time, which is a horror movie remake. John Carpenter's The Thing. This 4K Steelbook looks all kinds of sexy, but since I got the Film Arena set for John Carpenter's The Thing, it also came with its own magnet that you can put on the Steelbook. So we're gonna do a little magnetception here, push it up a little bit, maybe. And now we got magnets on magnets. But since The Thing is my favorite movie of all time, I had to put a second Steelbook on here. We will do the Scream Factory Steelbook for this sucker. I love this movie. I love every single Steelbook I have for it. I have a couple more Steelbooks that I could put down the line. This will be the only movie that is on here twice. There are probably other more recent horror movie remakes that I could put up here, but the one that just was screaming out to me was The Invisible Man. Came out in 2020, directed by Lee Winnell. This movie's phenomenal if you have not seen it. I will throw in my Letterboxd reviews for every single one of these movies, but The Invisible Man was such a treat. Came out in 2020. COVID kind of messed up its box office potential, but believe it or not, it was the highest grossing movie, I believe, of 2020. I think. I should fact check, but that's what my heart's gonna say, at least. And while The Invisible Man is a classic Universal monster movie remake, there are also a lot of 80s horror slasher icon remakes. This one, of course, I guess this is from 78, not the 80s, but this is Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 double remake action. Kinda crazy. I'm glad the Rob Zombie experiment is more or less over. I will put this sucker smack dab in the middle right there. While Halloween 1 is very middle of the road, I would say my favorite out of the two would be Friday the 13th Killer Cut. I enjoy this remake quite a bit. On my Friday the 13th rankings, this was pretty high up there. I like it more than a lot of the original ones. I think I'm gonna put the backside on this Steelbook Wall right now though, because I really like the way that looks. And if we have Jason Voorhees and we have Michael Myers, of course, we have to have Freddy Krueger. I just found this Steelbook at FYE. I've had a chance to watch it now, and woof indeed. Not as bad as I have heard, but not great either. And I would probably rank them Michael, Freddy. But let me know your thoughts on how you would rank these 3 horror movie remakes in the comments. And while these 3 are remakes and all of these are actually remakes, I don't have enough Steelbooks to make this all horror movie remakes. So let's go with Art the Clown, huh? Terrifier 3 is coming out this year. I have a Steelbook for Terrifier 2. I kind of want to just go with Art the Clown and his great sunglasses. I think that that pops a little bit. And since I made an exception for movies that are coming out this year, have to put up Beetlejuice. I am so pumped to see the sequel. Watched this with my daughter last night. She watched it for the first time. She absolutely loved it. I love the teethers on the very, very top. Yeah, Beetlejuice is a classic for a reason. The practical effects, there's just so much heart to this movie. This sucker's gonna go right here in between red and red. I think that'll pop pretty nice. And then kind of an exception to the rule here, but the new movie is coming out in October. It's Venom. He's still a spooky dooky character, right? I'm probably gonna put Venom right up here. And I also love this Steelbook art. Mexifunk, kicking it out of the park once again. And this will not be the last time you see Mexifunk's artwork on this Steelbook Wall. This movie is not technically a horror movie remake, but it is getting remade this year. And that is Salem's Lot. I have never seen the original Salem's Lot, so I kind of want to see this before the new one comes out in October. I'm gonna put this sucker right here, and man, does that vampire look menacing or what? That just looks haunting, man. I already waxed poetic about how amazing this Steelbook artwork from Mexifunk was. I have 3 more Steelbooks that I'm gonna put up that have his artwork because they are remakes. The Fly, the 80s Jeff Goldblum version of The Fly is phenomenal. I'm gonna put this one right next to John Carpenter's The Thing because honestly, 80s remakes, these are not going toe for toe, but 2 of my favorites for sure. Practical effects are flying all the way throughout. Next up, I have the Hills Have Eyes remake. This movie I have never seen. I've seen the original. I have not seen the remake. Again, I have not seen a lot of remakes of horror movies in my time. That's why I'm changing that this spooky dooky season. And I haven't seen the original Poltergeist. I've never seen the remake of Poltergeist. I've heard the remake of Poltergeist is abysmal. But I'm a man committed, so should I watch this one before I see the original? That seems like sacrilege, right? The next movie I have is from another Steelbook line. This one is from Bloody Disgusting. This is the I Spit on Your Grave remake. I have not seen the original. I, of course, have not seen the remake. I'm going to put this one up in the corner. I think I am going to watch this one this year just because I am curious on how far they go with this. I don't know if I want to know the answer to that, but I am curious. Next up, I've already watched this one. I watched this one last year for the first time, and this indeed was The Ring. My thoughts, I think it's okay. I think it's definitely of its time. I don't know. I'm just okay with it. I'm not in love with this one. I don't feel the need to go see The Ring 2 or Rings. I've heard both of those are not great. If this is the best the franchise gets, then I'm good with tapping out here. But the Steelbook does look very, very nice. I want to say that they're coming out with a 4K version this year. It has a different slipcover than the one that I have, but the Steelbook is exactly the same. Okay, one thing that I'm noticing while I'm putting all of these up, there's a lot of red, but I think there's more blue or equal amounts blue, or it's very, very close because I also have this Steelbook. I don't have a Steelbook for Let Me In, but I do have a Steelbook for Let the Right One In. Again, it's another one that's been remade, and I just have to put this Steelbook up. It is absolutely a gorgeous stunner, but now I'm in a little bit of a predicament. That one, I guess this is like the least amount of blue over here. Should I just have a blue square? I don't know if I like the blue square. I might have to like redo where all of these are. Once everything is up, I might do some reshuffling. But with 3 steelbooks left, I don't think it's looking terrible. But again, let's put the other ones up first. Now for the last 3 steelbooks, I don't have any more horror movie remakes. I could put the originals up still. Maybe I will do that. I'm not sure, but for any Halloween steelbook wall that I do, I feel obligated to put up Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, because this just reminds me of trick-or-treating season. This artwork is absolutely phenomenal. And I guess I'll put this one down with the other Halloween film. That kind of makes the most sense. The slasher wall or slasher line is officially complete. And believe it or not, they did not make a steelbook for the remake of Psycho, the Gus Van Sant version, but there are multiple steelbooks that I could have chose for Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I'm gonna go with this original one because I think it just pops a little bit more, and there's no purple in this set. I'm gonna put it in between a red and a blue steelbook because that makes a lot of sense to me. And for the last steelbook here, I had a lot that I could have chosen, but for some reason, my brain just wanted to go to Demons 2. I think that artwork absolutely pops. Again, we got more blue, we got more red, we got some bright blue over here. The bright blue is kind of going to match up with the 7 Days of the Ring. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Let's see if I do some rearranging, but right now, so far, looking good. And you know what? No, I'm going to stop right here. I'm not going to tinker around. I think I'm going to go with how I originally wanted to set it up. Here is a nice quick shot of every single steelbook that is up on the steelbook wall. I cannot wait to start. September is officially here, and that just gets me in the mood to watch spooky dooky movies more than I normally do. But yes, here is the steelbook wall. It is a thing of beauty, trying to get a lot of like light on the steelbook shines. But yeah, that looks very, very good. And there you have it, folks. The steelbook wall is complete. Spooky dooky steelbook wall is done for the months of September and October. Once I walk downstairs, this is the first thing I'm going to see. Absolutely love it. November, December will be Christmas themed, so these will stay up for a couple months and then you pull them off. That's why I wanted to do it in September. I just really want to watch some horror movies and cannot wait to do so. Are you in the horror movie mode as well? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya. Hey everybody, you stayed after the credits. Good for you. You have an after credits scene. I always ask a question at the end of all of my videos. My question to you is, what is your favorite horror movie remake of all time? I'm trying to make a list in my brain. I'm going to be watching a lot of these. I've seen The Thing so many times. I don't think I need to, but it's been a long time since I've seen The Fly. I've never seen I Spit on Your Grave. Like I said before, I've never seen the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. It's been a long time since I've seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, the 2003 one. So I'll probably throw that in the mix as well. I'm looking for suggestions, and I thought my diehards who stay until the very end of the movie might be able to help me out a little bit. I will need all the help I can get because there are so many to choose from. I'm trying to bob and weave away from as many stinkers as I possibly can. And I feel like when people talk about horror movie remakes, their mind immediately goes to bad movies. And I kind of want to put that to the test. I kind of want to see, are all of these that bad? I know I'm going to watch Prom Night, the remake as well. I'm looking over at my collection because I've kind of pulled off some that I have in my collection. I want to see the remake of Assault on Precinct 13, but I don't think that's really horror related. It's horror adjacent, but it's not strictly horror. It's probably more action. But yeah, just let me know what you think is your favorite horror movie remake of all time. And yeah, I gotta zoom into the steelbook wall, right? Let's zoom in to Beetlejuice.